Okay, we're just going to make sure that we get all going here. I'm a little early. I thought I was late, so I guess it's good that I'm early. Let's go to the live control room. And see what we can see. Okay, so now that it's there, I'm going to see if looking at the camera affects the screen. And it does. Okay, so let's see the screen. And okay, the sound works, so we're all good. So we're gonna do a create with me. I am going to be doing some writing and some writing sprints, but I'm trying to test some things out. So bear with me while I test those things. I want to do a thing. Yes, I do. I want to do a little thing. Oh, I want to do a little thing. This is what happens when you get on a stream with me. Sometimes you're going to get singing, and sometimes you're just going to get random stuff, but that's okay because we're going to have fun. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to have fun. Normally, my Create With Me Wednesdays are going to be an hour. Tonight, it's probably going to be closer to 30 minutes because yeah, I'm still getting over some stuff. I'm not feeling so great. So that's why. That's why. So, okay. So, I just want to make sure that I can share my screen. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 sharing my screen. I'm telling you, it's just going to be weird sometimes, you guys, but it's okay. I promise you it is okay. Okay. Chill, iTunes. Just chill. Just chill, iTunes. Just chill. Okay. So screen share works, which is fantastic. We're going to go ahead and stop that screen share for right now. So, hey, hi, how are you? Welcome. We're still a minute early, so I'm still testing out all the techie stuff and forgive my postpartum mom hair. For those of you that have never been here before, I am Candace Janae. I run Soul Cadence Coaching, and I am a chronic illness and story coach for mamas who are navigating chronic or mental illness, who also want to do some kind of creative passion project, write a book, start a blog, YouTube channel, podcast, etc. And this time, this Create With Me Wednesday time will be the times that we come together. Wednesday nights, it'll usually be at 8:30 Central, but tonight I had to move it 5 minutes later. And it'll be a time where we work on our projects together. Maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you're needing to write scripts for your YouTube channel or do some research for your podcast, or you want to knit or sew or work on your blog, whatever creative project you want to work on, bring it here. Create with me on Wednesdays. Let's just create beautiful things. Okay. That's the goal. Most of the time I will be writing or creating content of some kind, as I am a writer and I work on content with other content creators. And I also teach writing to students, which actually what I'll be working on tonight is getting my teaching stuff together for tomorrow and Friday. I'm teaching on Agatha Christie and suspense. And so I'll be working on that and doing some writing. And then I'll also be working in my devotional book that is supposed to be published by the end of the year. I have a book release coming for that, for book cover release on Friday for that. So lots of good things coming. And I'm also getting over a really nasty stomach bug. So that's part of the reason we're going to shorten tonight a little bit. And I'm just getting my feet wet in this whole thing using StreamYard and putting it on YouTube and doing I was going to just do write-ins. Then I was like, I don't want to just do write-ins. I want to do create with me times so that we can create together because that's what I focus on with my clients. And so here we are. So thank you for joining me. If you're here, I am going to go ahead and start the first sprint. I will be doing all of this stuff in sprints. And so when the timer is on, I will also probably mute myself so I can play some music. And so that, YouTube and music and all that stuff. And so you can turn on whatever you prefer in the background for you. So that you can concentrate, whatever that is. Maybe it's a TV show, maybe it's music of your own, maybe it's just ambient sound, or maybe it's just complete silence. I don't know. For me, it's music that I like. So that's what I'll do. And you'll see me looking at my computer. It'll probably be on my lap, but my camera will be up there thanks to my wonderful hubby who helped me figure out this whole setup. Because before I was just using that camera, and let me tell you, it was not a pretty sight. So yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can start our timer. Okay. There we go. We have our screen shared. Woohoo. All right. I love figuring out new stuff. So I'm going to start our timer. We're going to do our first sprint of the evening, and we will go for 15 minutes and do our thing. Yeah, so that's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. That's what we about to do. That's what we about to do. That's what we about to do. Oh yeah, we about to do it. Okay, just kidding. Please ignore my weirdness. Okay, we are going to it's my, excuse me, computer, why are you being weird? Okay, so good. The timer is still shared. We're going to go ahead and start the timer. I'm going to mute myself and we'll do our first sprint. Okay, so I'm just doing research during our sprint here about Agatha Christie for my writing classes this week. I teach teenagers on a platform called OutSchool, which if you want to know more, reach out to me. I'll tell you more. I love it. But this week, during our what I call the Inklings Revisited Writing Club, we're going to talk about Agatha Christie, and I am blown away every time I research her. Like, authors know how prolific she is and um, how incredible her book library really is, like her library of work. I am just blown away not only by the numbers of books she's written, but the sheer span of her career across genres: short stories, romance novels, plays, memoirs. Like, the woman was a writer, if ever a writer there was. Um, so I honestly can't wait to talk to my students about her. I know some of my students don't know who she is. One of my students is the reason that I chose her for this week. We've done a lot of modern authors, and this week we're going to do Agatha Christie. We've done classic ones: C.S. Lewis, Tolkien. Obviously, I got the name from their writing club back in the day, or their writing group back in the day. We've done others as well, but we've done more modern writers: Rowling, Owen Colfer, um, a few others are escaping my mind, where we have just talked about their writing styles and their what do they call it? Their routines and what they do and their processes and stuff. And so we have also dissected things like dialogue and description. And yes, Kitty, do you need attention? Okay, right now I'm talking. Hold on. So, anyway, I'm just blown away whenever I review someone as prolific as Agatha Christie, thinking I wish I had written more or what have you. So I just wanted to jump in and share that, even though we're doing our writing sprint. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I love you too, but I'm trying to do some work here, kitty. There we go. There you go. Anyone out there with pets will understand what's happening here. So Okay, first sprint is over, and I have to say, I am still blown away by what I've learned about Agatha Christie. So a lot of it I knew before, but I'm even discovering things I didn't know before. For example, I didn't realize that in her writing process, she did exactly what I do. She would have notebooks to write all her ideas, and I try to keep them straight and in separate notebooks, and it doesn't always work, and she said it doesn't work for her either. I have even more down here, like just notebooks everywhere, ideas and themes and characters and whatnot. I teach my students how to properly outline and story sequence and things like that, but I also teach them my way of doing things, which is just notes upon notes upon notes upon notes. So if you're here, if you're joining me in the comments, how do you like to do things? Do you like to do outlines? If you are a writer, do you like to do outlines? Are you a plotter? Are you a pantser? I call myself a planter. Are you a planter? If you are doing an art project or a craft of some kind, do you do it on the fly, or do you have a plan? Or maybe if you're in video or podcasting, do you script it out? Most of my videos here are live videos that I've done on Facebook, and then I upload here while I do my nails. And then my Maven Mondays are a interview that I do with other ladies, and they're unscripted, but they have the questions, and I ask the questions, or some of them will have the questions, some of them want the questions, some don't. And so it's still not scripted, but it's like planned out a little bit. So I'm wondering, how do you do your creative projects? Are they planned? Are they not planned? Also, another thing I didn't know, I did not realize that she had sold over 2 billion copies. That blows my ever-loving mind. Like, over 2 billion copies. I want to know where that puts her behind the Bible, because let's see. Most sold author in history. Agatha Christie is the most sold author, fiction author in history, with over 2 billion copies sold. The next one down has only 500 million. Danielle Steele and Barbara Cartland tie for 500 million. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Harold Robbins has 750 million. Okay, so this is not in order. Oh, because we're in ranges here. Okay. So in range, 500 million to a billion, 500 to 800 million, and then the next one is 750 million are the estimated ranges. So basically, she has sold more fiction than anyone ever in the history of all time. And that's incredible to me. 10. Let's look at what Mental Floss has to say. What does Mental Floss has to say about this? Mental Floss has to say the 10 best-selling authors of all time. Well, it's loading, and then we'll see what Mental Floss has to say. Mental Floss has to say... Okay, I don't care about their background. Their background is talking all about authors and pen names. Okay, it's saying that Mao is the most sold author of all time, having sold untold billions of copies. So General Mao is right up there. General Mao with untold billions of copies of General Mao, including quotations from Chairman Mao, selection of Mao Zedong's work, Chairman Mao's poems. So with all of that together, untold billions. And then we have Agatha Christie, estimated 2 billion or more copies sold. She has the title of the world's highest selling fiction author, followed by Barbara Cartland, who is seen to have over 600 million sold. I've never heard of her. So if any of you know who she is, let me know. Barbara Cartland. I will go look her up later. I don't know. It seems she's, whoa. That is so crazy to me. So this says that Barbara Cartland has written around 723 books, over 600 of which are novels. Each of her books may have only sold a touch over 1 million copies, but she is said to have at times written 20 books a year, which makes her a best-selling author. That is crazy. Okay, if you're an author on here, please tell me, can you write 20 books in a year? And if you can, let's talk, because I want to know how. Like, tell me how you do that. I don't even know how to pronounce this woman's name. Corinne Tejado? It has to be Tejado, right? Maybe? I don't know. She also wrote romance. People say she wrote over 4,000 books over her 63-year career. She is the best-selling author in the Spanish language, on par with Miguel de Cervantes for readership. Whoa, 4,000 books. Okay, so again, if you're an author, can you write 4,000 books in your lifetime? And tell me how, because I would like to know. Dr. Seuss is somewhere between 165 million. Let's see. She had around 400 million sales. Then Dr. Seuss, 1 to 650 million, depending on where you look. Then there's Charles Schulz. Okay, so they're going only by his book readership. So Charles Schulz, around 300 million just for his books. Another one that I can't read. A manga creator has sold 450 million copies. But only 70 million of those have been outside of Japan. Interesting. Okay. James Patterson, 300 million. Horatio Algier, 200 million. Okay. Leo Tolstoy, close to 400 million. So those are our best-selling authors. But Agatha Christie tops the list, second only to Chairman Mao. Yeah, so there we have it. How many copies of the Bible are sold each year? Let's see. 100 million Bibles are printed every year. Consumers in the US will purchase a quarter of those. But that is not what I asked. I wanted to know how many were sold every year. The most sold book, the most read book in the world is the Bible. Okay, but what is the most sold book? Okay, so the Bible over the last 50 years has sold 3.9 billion copies. So it is about 2 billion more than Agatha Christie, but that's crazy to me, y'all. Agatha Christie is incredible. And I'm going to have to look up some of those other authors as well, because how are you going to be writing 20 books in a year? Please tell me. Someone out there, please let me know. Okay, so now that we've learned most prolific authors, I need to do some writing on my actual work. now that I've got a good foundation on teaching about Agatha Christie tomorrow and her process, which is what I will be teaching on tomorrow. So now we're going to do a sprint, and this will be our last sprint of the evening because I really, my body is kind of shutting down. So this is life with chronic illness, you guys. This is why I'm also a chronic illness coach. And part of what I work with my clients on is recognizing their body, and my body saying we have enough in us for one more little burst of work, and then we need to hit the sack. So let's do it. We will do another 15-minute timer, and we will get going. Okay, there we have it. I think there we have it. Let's find out. There we have it. Okay, perfect. And start. Okay, so that was our last sprint for the evening. We actually did almost go to an hour tonight, which surprises me, but I am really close to the end of my rope, so I'm going to take my own advice and wrap this up. I got 450 words that sprint though, so that's exciting. Let me go ahead and share that for anyone who stumbles across this video later. So yeah, thank you to those of you that showed up, and I hope that I will see you guys again next week when we do some more create with me, and you can go through the process. So with that, I will see you guys very, very